Hi, thank you very much for taking the time to read this email and watch this video. I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible. So, my company is called My Real Estate Advisor, and what we do is we specialize in working with investors and first-time buyers. So we have a contract with one of the largest builders in Queensland. We work with developers, and then we also do business-to-business work as well. So what I'm looking to do is to start a referral system with a few different agencies and do something a little bit different. Basically, this comes down to, I think within the industry, I've started working in real estate in 2011, and I've worked for LJ Hooker and people like that. And what I found when I first started off was if you haven't got any listings and you're new to the industry, you haven't really got anything to talk about. So you'd be given an area in a suburb, and you would basically knock on doors and dish business cards out, and then you might do a newsletter or something like that, cold calls, all that sort of thing. But the main thing was your reputation, how many properties you've sold, how many listings you got, all that kind of thing. Now, what I'm proposing to do is to give listings to different agencies in multiple locations for their new agents to talk about. So instead of the agent sort of focusing on the suburb, which is the normal thing to do, is you're in a suburb and you're trying to work that suburb and you're trying to build a reputation, it would be to talk about investment properties. So the person might not be selling a property anymore, but they might have thought of buying an investment property, but they don't know how to go about it. They don't know whether to buy something local, or whether or not they should just have something built somewhere else that's managed by somebody else, and they haven't got to worry about it. So it's sort of opening up a new conversation to have with people. So it's sort of like, to give you an example, your new agent could say, well, I'm actually working with another company to provide investment properties to people that live locally, that are new builds. They've got a 25-year guarantee. They come with X, Y, and Z. There's actually an offer on to give $5,000 cash back to the customer when the sale completes, as a added bonus, and things like that, just so they've got something else to talk about. Now, it might not lead to a sale for an investment property, but it could lead to a listing in that local area. It's just gives that agent another string to their bow, another something else to talk about, and also gives them a bit of an edge over the other new agents in the area, or agents that have been there for 10 or 20 years. They can say, well, I've actually got 20 listings on the Gold Coast, and I can send you the details. And then all they would do is just send links through to REA and everything else. And if they wanted to put it onto the company website, welcome to do that. Ultimately, when it comes down to doing the sale, we would take over to a certain extent, but we would be saying, well, this person that you've come from, they're the consultant working with us, and they're specialising in that suburb, but they're also helping people that live in that suburb to buy investment properties, and also to get something back out of the deal through this business. So it's something that I think, I watched a TED talk the other day, and this sort of made me think about it. With real estate as a rule, we're all competing against each other. We're all fighting each other for listings that are in the suburb and things like that. What I'm trying to do is, I don't want to compete with anybody, cut commission down, all that sort of stuff. What I'm looking to do is to actually work with other agencies to create another revenue stream for them, and also to give them a bit of an edge over their competitors. So I don't really want to play the game anymore. I don't want to pick up the bat and ball where, Fred down the road's listed, 2 or 3 houses more than I have. Oh, he must be better than I am. Or I've listed more than he has, and I must be better than him. And I'm going to drop my commission down from 2.75 to 2.5 or whatever. Or I charge 3% because I'm amazing and blah, blah, blah. So I don't want to play that game, because I think that ultimately it's the name of the game should be the volume of sales that you do. You want to try and aim to do as many sales as you possibly can in the year. Now, whether or not comes from local sales where you're the best in your suburb, or it comes from investment properties that you've sold to clients that are based in your suburb, who cares? The main point is the volume of sales that you do. So I just thought, well, after watching this TED talk where the chap was like, well, you've got companies whereby they think outside the box and then they take off. You've got Uber, for example, Dell Computers. They were like, well, we don't have a shop, so you order from them direct. IKEA, they don't put the furniture together. They expect you to put the furniture together, but they sell it a lot cheaper. So it's things like that where people have thought outside the box and they've been very successful. And I think the problem with the real estate industry is it's very much in the box. The only time any innovation happens is when somebody comes up with something new, like, oh, well, we're using drones now to fly over the property and to film the suburb and things like that. Or we've got a new piece of software or whatever it is, a new marketing tool. But it just tends to be copycatted. The next agency down the road starts going, oh, well, we'll use drones then. Oh, we can get somebody to build us that software that you've just had done. So they find out whatever you're doing and they copy it. And then the new thing that you were doing becomes obsolete, as in you're not special anymore. You can't say, oh, well, we're the only people that do this. So you're always trying to look for that edge. And I think because you are up against it with each other, is this mistrust side of things. There's not many times you do conjunctions with people and you trust them and things like that because you think, well, they're trying to steal the sale off me, and somebody's, always trying to pinch a sale off you here and there and things like that. So I'm sort of trying to bring the trust back into the situation whereby what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay a referral fee of $10,000 for every lead that comes through that gets converted into a sale. On completion, I will pay that money back in. So that will be the revenue stream that would be coming in on a regular basis. It will help me sell volume of properties. I don't have to have access to your database or anything like that. You can market to your own database, but it just gives you something else to talk about and gives you an edge that's an ongoing edge, and also helps with your sales figures, because technically you're not selling the property, but you are, you know what I mean? So the sale will go through my company, but we will give it back to you as you helped us with the sale. So it's conjunction, so it goes on your volume of sales anyway. And again, it gives you something to talk about in a newsletter, in social media, all that sort of thing. If we do $5,000 cash back to the clients, you could either give them vouchers, you could get the money cashed, you could turn up at the door with a briefcase full of cash and go, there you go, film it, put it on social media, as long as they agree to it, obviously. All sorts of different things that you can do that will get you a good reputation in the area for, oh, well, this agent actually cares. They helped us find an investment property. We got money back off the deal, which we went, we used to do X, Y, and Z, or we went on holiday or whatever. Things like that get people talking is what you want. You want people to be talking about you. You want people to notice that you're different and you do things that the normal agents or the agencies around you aren't doing. So that's the direction that I'm going in. And, you know, I've sent you this information today and made this video for you to sort of give you an idea of what I'm thinking and what I'd like to trial out and stuff like that. We are already working with other businesses and set up referral systems. To give you an example, we work with accountants, and accountants will have, you know, maybe 1,500 clients. They'll be doing their tax returns, stuff like that. And I'll mention to them that they can help them find a mortgage and help them find an investment property. And then they basically put them in touch with us, and then we try and get them over the line with a new sale and things like that. So it does work, and these are other industries that are working with us, but it just seems stupid to me to not work with other real estate agencies that are talking to people about property all the time, and you know, have actually ended up being put in a little box, because, you know, if you own a franchise, you've got to go back to the franchisee people, and they'll say, well, you can only work this particular area, these suburbs, this area. You can't deviate from that. You must work within your means, sort of thing. So even if you want to do more sales and expand and do different things, you've got to open up another office somewhere else to do that. So what I'm suggesting is that, you know, you can sell property alongside with my business, and you don't have to move anywhere. You don't have to pay for any extra staff or anything else. You'll just have listings that are available to you ongoing all the time. So they're just investment properties, and it's just something else to talk about. It's just another string to your bow. So yeah, have a think, see if it fits your model. Like I say, if it is something you want to pursue, we'll have a referral system agreement drawn up. We use a pretty standard method. All you need to do is to sign that, and we'll continue. We'll send you a list of properties that we've got available in different locations in Queensland. So some would be on the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast and things like that. At different price points. We've got all sorts of different things available as well. So we would have townhouses, duplexes, 4-bedroom properties. So yes, there's a good mix there. We could even probably get hold of apartments as well if we wanted to. Just at the moment with apartments in Brisbane, it's not really a great investment. So we're not really going down that road at the moment, trying to stick to houses. So yeah, have a think about what you'd like to do, and if it's something you think you might be interested in. You might have a brand new member of staff, and he or she is looking to sort of say, oh look, I have got listings and I am doing things and I'm actually specialising in this area or something, to help get them over the line with their first listing. Because I think if somebody turns up and you've never heard of them and they say, oh well, I do have listings, they're just not in this area. You know, I've got, 17 Goldmine Street in Coomera on the Gold Coast in Queensland. Oh, okay, righto. So you're doing something a little bit different then, you know, because at the end of the day, the majority of the work that's done now is online anyway, so you don't physically have to be there anymore to be able to do stuff. I mean, there's a few instances where you will have to meet people face to face and things like that, but for the most part you can do everything over the phone, via email. Documents can be scanned at home, signed, all that sort of stuff. So, you know, that person can say, right, well, I have got listings, they're just not in the suburb, but I have got them. And then the perception of that person is, well, they must be successful because they've got all these listings. You can reel off 20 listings somewhere else that they've got that they're trying to sell. So suddenly you go from a nothing agent to one of the best agents in the area. So I think that's one of your main things. You want a new talking point, and you want the perception of your staff to go up and improve. So yeah, any questions, please give me a call. All my contact details and link to the website will be on this email. So yeah, thank you again for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.